Right. Hello. Hopefully this time I won't get sound working, and hopefully everyone will connect shortly. But welcome to part 5 of the Hook Mountain Massacre on Fancy Grounds. So, while they're all being sociable and sorting stuff out, we'll get going. Just delete all the YouTube bots. There we go. That's fixed it. Right. Let's see what happens with Jordan.
Yeah, we all survived. Yeah, that's always a good outcome.
Nope.
Evening, Kev.
Okay, so I got 1, 2, 3, 4.
But answer came there none.
Well, Bert should be along here shortly. Oh, it cracks me up on dueling and Epic. Some guy at level 165. When they're that much higher than you, they expect to win. And most people, after you play a game, win or lose, it's like, good game, thank you. I beat him by like 5 points. He wasn't even gracious. Although I have to give him this, he didn't check my profile after he lost. There's those that do that too.
Great. So I seem to recall.
Tav, are you still there?
I'm just going to go and see why Rafe is screaming help.
Yeah, I was going to say perhaps you should go do that.
Quite straightforward. Dope the kids. Obviously, I don't mean this really.
You can't lock him in the closet while you're gaming, which kind of sucks, really.
Well, we'd sent him to bed, but he seems to have an amazing knack of being able to get trapped underneath other bits of furniture when he's meant to be going to sleep.
Oh, good fella. Dropping off. Righty ho. So I seem to recall.
Excuse me, don't know where that came from.
You defeated. Oh, I knew what I forgot to do. I forgot to look up where their living equipment was.
Well, take a minute here because we got a minute.
That's okay. I knew there was something. I was sitting there. There's something I needed to do. I can't remember what it was. Actually, you haven't searched the house yet, have you? So maybe I'll.
No, we hadn't searched. We'd just finished the combat one.
Aha! Right, now I know where the equipment is. Great! Get the map back up. There's the
Not
map.
much that ogres would be carrying that would work for Jalsa, because she's tiny and they're huge.
Well, actually, it's very interesting you should say that, because in D20 Pathfinder, that is, of course, the case. In Savage Pathfinder, there is no concept of size at all when it comes to equipment, I've noticed. Technically. I mean, in common sense, slightly, but anyway.
Well, I recovered my shurikens. That made me happy, because those I paid actual money for.
As opposed to stealing them?
Yeah, as opposed to stealing them. Well, they were masterwork shurikens, so I paid more. They were kind of pricey.
So
yeah, I think they were worth it. I enjoyed borrowing one.
You set fire to the plant guy, didn't you? So yeah, there we go. All is quiet.
Well, that were bracing.
Yeah, and I'm going to walk over and kick Rannick. You didn't follow me when I told you to.
No, you told me to go through that door. And I went through that door. You said Rena was in trouble. You were going to go and deal with Rena, and I was to go through that door.
You weren't listening.
All right. Well, never to mind, eh?
Wow, this sounds like conversations that I have with my husband. How weird.
Hey, right. So where do you want to do now? Ooh, the end.
Love you, Tabby.
Yes, dear.
So is that like a door that nobody's getting into yet? Right next to us.
This one over here. Good door.
Yeah, not being through there.
Yeah, we're gonna have a quick look in there, and then we'll have to search the rest of the
It's
house. And
not
those
marked
guys
open or
outside,
closed, so
I'm
it might
still
not be
kind
a
of
door.
freaked out with him.
It is, well, when I hover over it, it says closed.
Oh,
Ah, a
that looks.
large chest sits against the wall of this low-ceilinged chamber.
Ooh, a chest. I'm
I
gonna run
check
in
that.
there's the
I
chest
check the
lock.
traps for you because that seems a bit of a small room.
Yeah, it's the chest lock.
Ah,
Okay, what's going to in an unlocked chest?
everything makes so much more sense now. I was trying
Okay,
to work out what's going on. I had Kev muted from the beginning of this. I couldn't understand why there were people talking to people I couldn't hear. Ugh.
okay. If it's not locked, but is it trapped? Do I need to do a thievery check to make sure
You
there's no
can
traps
most
on it?
certainly, yeah, by all means.
I just think
I should
the
have got you
number
to
of
drop that
doors
up. I should have got
upstairs
you to
are
drop that on the
dodgy.
tower, shouldn't I?
Yeah, you should have done. Too late now.
You did it before I said it, so there you are. I'm blaming you. Okay, you do well. You still don't know if there's any modifiers. You do not discover any traps.
Oh, so then it's probably a heavy lid, but I'll use all my strength to force that lid open.
Sorry,
Maybe it's treasure. They've got a hide stab, but although
okay. Within lies an agate-studded gold ring, a necklace of emeralds and silver, a pair of small leather gloves studded with pearls, a large sack filled with assorted coins, and a ruby inlaid dragon scale cloak clasp. In addition, there seems to be there can be there seems to be some other equipment as well that it's interesting. All the equipment belonging to the captain. Oh, include. Okay, yeah. So it also appears to be suits of, armor and standard-looking weapons, and one incredibly ornate longbow.
yeah, I don't do longbows. What was the jewels again?
Well, I'm
Because
going to put
because
them in the party
because
sheet.
yeah,
Uh,
because
make a common knowledge roll. You reckon that bow is of elven make?
oh well, I'm not going to say anything to the others yet. I'm scoping out the jewels. I'm going to snag something before I tell. Hey, come here. I'm betting
You
the
also you get the feeling that that elven bow being bungled in at the bottom on top of the actual treasure items along with the other equipment probably belongs to one of the black arrows you rescued outside.
Yeah, well, I'll draw the others' attention to it after I've searched it over. And you said there was something with a ruby in it. I like rubies. I'll probably snag that.
That was the ruby inlaid dragon scale cloak clasp. It's
Well,
in
I
the
don't.
party sheet if you want to steal it. Inventory sheet, I should say. Yeah, party.
Yeah, I see that. I'm going. Hey guys, there's a lot of good treasure in here. I'm thinking some of it belonged to the what were they? The black whatever.
Yeah.
The Black
There's
Arrows.
a nice there's a nice elven bow here. I bet y'all. And then I look at.
Shaylu, as you mentioned that Shaylu advances closer when you say elven bow. Her eyes widen on seeing this weapon and explains that her mother constructed it for her stepfather.
Well, I'm sure a lot of this belongs to your people, Shaylu. You might want to do some checking out, and I'll step back, and nonchalantly, pat my pouch. Just the rubies. It's like I got this thing about rubies. And Rannick still doesn't appreciate the sacrifice I made to turn that one ruby into a necklace for Amiko to give to her, and then he just botched the hell out of it.
What do you mean I botched? You told me to put it in a box and give it to Miko. I went and got a box, and I took it to Miko, and I said, you told me to give this to Miko for you.
I told you to give it to Amiko because that's what humans do with ladies that they're interested in.
Oh.
Right. And you're interested in her and she's a human, so you used a human custom to show that, right?
Well, no, he was supposed to give it to her from him. And he botched it by telling her it was from me because it wasn't from me. I gave it to Rannick as a gift to Rannick to give to Amiko so he could,
But when
act
you
human.
gave it to me and said, this is for Amiko. You didn't say this is for you to give to Miko. You said this is for Amiko.
I think I might be
It's a lot.
giggling.
It's a lot more simple with dwarven arranged marriages.
Rannick, I fear that you are never going to truly, appreciate my humanness.
Well, maybe, maybe not, but you could have been a little bit clearer.
You could be a little bit smarter.
No, hang on just a minute. No, all right. It goes over and stands and sort of kicks at some of the bits of burnt ogre plant thing.
So, did any of the rest of you want to go and check out this box of stuff? I know Shaylu should claim what belongs to her people, but I suspect that they've had lots of human victims, and there's stuff from any number in there.
Yeah, I mean there is a number of sort of normal weapons and equipment that basically don't get listed, but obviously do belong to the Black Arrows.
Is there any fancy magic stuff in there? I mean, might want to find out what it is first.
Only the bow.
Only what?
Only the bow was magical. Everything else is fairly.
I said. Well, there's a thing that says magical gloves. That you've said gloves covered in.
Sorry, I apologise. The gloves. Yes, sorry, the gloves. I forgot about the gloves.
And a ring and an unidentified item.
Yeah.
That's interesting because. Oh, okay. So
some of it might have been there before you added this stuff, though, too.
Yeah, the ring I think is the ring. I'm not sure about. I'm not sure what the unidentified item is. We'll work that one out in a minute. Okay, a code fatigue of 4. Ooh, okay. You identify the gloves. They're supple leather gloves. They grant a +2 bonus on athletics to all swimming and climbing checks. They are gloves of swimming and climbing. In that case, you want to try and ID the ring as well, then?
Sure.
Yep.
I've seen one of those.
A ring of sustenance.
Ooh.
It provides its wearer with life-sustaining a full week after being worn, so you've got to wear it for a full week before it starts working. This ring provides its wearer with life-sustaining nourishment. It also refreshes the body and its mind, so its wearer need only sleep for 2 hours per day to gain the benefit of 8 hours.
I've heard of them. They're bloody useful, them.
If the ring is removed, the owner must wear it for another week to reattune themselves.
Tell you what, I wouldn't mind getting all of that if nobody else minds.
I certainly don't need it.
That just means you're going to be standing watch a lot.
Don't mind standing watch. You get to see all sorts of things when you're standing watch. Also, you tend to not get stabbed in your sleep.
And plenty of time to reflect on doors that you should not jump through.
You might want those rings of climbing after that experience in the tower and
That's the gloves, not a ring. The glove.
the gloves. Yeah, the gloves of climbing. He might want those too because he was climbing that tower for frickin' ever.
So you're saying I should take the gloves and the ring?
Yeah, why not?
By the way, we're one ring up.
We're one ring up?
Because I found this. There's a jade ring that I took off a dead body upstairs. I didn't have a time to look at it because I was too busy chasing after Rannick.
Does it feel magical?
I think so. I think it's just for something to sell.
Did everyone has everyone programmed in automatic advances? And if they haven't, did they take their 8 advances last week?
Yeah, I
If
took
they
mine.
hadn't set it automatic.
I had programmed it in. I picked up the Artificer Edge. I won't be able to use it all the time because there's a spell I need for
I did
one
it manually.
I want to make, but
Manual's not a problem. Just making sure you remembered all to do it, because obviously if you program it, it just happens when I hit advance. But if you don't, if you haven't planned it, you have to remember to do it. That's fine. Okay, so yeah, so you've got a
Keeping
bunch of equipment
communications
here.
from going AFK.
Shaylu starts gathering up all the equipment that looks like the black arrows and also takes the bow. And
if nobody else wants them, I'll have the gloves, and I would like that ring of sustenance. I don't mind taking much.
You guys outside after clothing, giving the
Have
equipment
them,
back
Rannick.
to her
It's
father.
fine.
He wants to give her stepfather's bow back to her stepfather.
and I'm gonna fish out the emerald and silver necklace, and I'm gonna hand that to Randy, and I go, give this to Amiko from you to demonstrate your affection for her. That's what humans do.
You reckon she'd like it?
There isn't a human woman on the planet who doesn't like them.
Okay. All right.
But it's from you, Rannick. Let me, read my lips and repeat after me. Amiko, I found this and I thought you would like it.
Amiko? No, I can't tell her I found it because I didn't find it.
Tell her we found this and I thought you would like it.
Okay.
You thought she would like it.
Amiko, we found this and I thought you'd like it. Would you like it?
That'll work.
That'll work.
Okay. I can do that. Why do you want me to? I mean, Miko's nice and all, and she did give me a job, I suppose. I mean, I was a bit of a bouncer, and it was nice to have a job in town rather than just shifting things around in farmland. That were quite nice. That were very nice of her, weren't it?
She's being nice for a reason, Rannick. She likes you.
I thought it was because I choked her dad out the pub when he were having a go at her.
Well,
that might be why she likes you.
Well, that and you're big and you're strong and you're protective and I've noticed human women tend to like that kind of thing.
I'm not that strong. Have you seen Reenie? She's wiry, she is. I reckon Reenie could give me a run for her money.
I don't think she goes the same way that I do.
I think she does. I mean, elves and humans aren't that different. I mean, I'm pretty sure you both sit down to pee.
Oh my god, I can't believe you just said that.
Okay.
I think I fall into helpless giggles at that point.
I can't believe it. It's him after all. There we go. So I've removed. Not that I wish to interrupt the wonders of your wonderful roleplay, because it's nice to get a chance to let you do some. But I've removed line of sight to enable faster maneuvering through the building, so you can literally just move between floors relatively straightforward. The only thing to point out, of course, is this barn area is destroyed, so you can't go there.
Now, when we go out this way, did anybody check out this? Oh, this storeroom was where he first encountered all the little rats.
Yeah, I'm not sure if everyone. I don't even think everything on this floor has been checked for the record.
No, I don't think this room here has been checked. The one with the blood on the tables.
What's in all these crates and stuff here? Just
Okay, so here we go. Let's start with the storeroom. It's difficult to gauge the exact dimensions of this cluttered room, thickly padded with old crates, broken farm equipment, and furniture. Basically, it looks like it's it's a storeroom, but it looks like it's just full of junk. If we're honest about it, you can spend a fair bit of time sorting through it, but at the end of the day, you won't find much. Okay. Oh gee. The dark recessed corner of this basement smells of rotten old blood. Piles of gore splattered skin lie heaped upon the floor. A horrid rubbery face robbed of its supporting skull and muscle rests on top, its toothless mouth agape and empty eyes revealing only the layer of tanned flayed skin resting beneath.
Lovely.
Yeah. Basically, most of the furniture in the house is upholstered in leather, and you have a horrible feeling after seeing what's down here. It's probably human leather, and it's definitely decorated with human bones. This is possibly when the furniture is made.
Ew.
Yeah, I've seen that before upstairs as well. I've got a funny feeling to burn the whole house down on the way out.
Fucker's lair, I think we've done it. Yep, so that's the basement explored and cleared, basically. That just leaves the ground floor and the attic. As far as I know, you disabled the traps.
yeah. So I'm gonna head back up the stairs because I don't want to be in that room full of human remains. And I'm gonna bypass the when I get up to the top of the stairs. I'm not going through the stinky room. I'm going through this one.
Yes, I think playpen. I'm not sure if anyone's seen it. Yeah, obviously.
Had
The
we
room is
checked
strewn
out
with
this?
toys of carved wood and bone. Others appear to be little more than partial animal carcasses. Old bloodstains mark the walls. Some resemble crude childlike paintings and feature images of dismembered horses. A ridiculous grinning horned devil tossing children off a cliff. Yeah, I've been in it. A big lake filled with a black reptilian monster sprouting tentacles from its bookshelves rest against the wall, but instead of tomes, they hold skulls of all shapes and sizes. Stuff, eh?
You know, these people, they were bloody sick.
I agree.
They weren't people. They were ogres.
Mm-hmm.
Now, hang on a minute.
You're not an ogre. You're an orc and a half human. And sometimes you're actually more human than orc, and we're trying to really, encourage that.
But just because somebody's like bad looking, doesn't mean that they're not. They're not human, but doesn't mean they're not people. They might be nasty people, but they're still people.
They're ogres.
Aye.
That's like saying gnomes are people. We're not people. We're gnomes. Don't you refer to us as people? I will have to come over there and kick you again.
Then don't be referring to me as people, or I'll have to kick you. And I reckon you'd go.
I didn't say you were people. I said you're half human and half orc, and sometimes your human side is your better side. If you want the honest to God truth, Rannick, I'm not gonna be. I won't lie to you.
Then what counts as people?
I think that's just down to each individual's choice. Semantics, it doesn't matter. It's okay. We like you.
It's all right then.
We'd like you if we're smarter.
Doesn't really matter. On the oncoming
I
apocalypse,
nudged
you're all
Elsa.
going to. Doesn't matter who you are. In the oncoming apocalypse, you're all going to smell the same when you're dead.
Well, that's a cheery thought.
All right, Stunty. Tell you what.
This was the stairways to get upstairs.
Yeah, don't worry about that. I mean, you can just move direct to the next floor. I'm not going to be that.
And the one room was just beds, but there were chests and stuff in this room.
No. The bedroom had a large cedar chest sitting against the wall. So, but there is, yeah. I mean, there is.
Yeah, I don't see it on the map.
Basically, no one's searched either of these rooms properly yet. So,
Well,
the
I'm going to
bedroom-
go, while the others are still downstairs, I'm going to check out the cedar chest. Does it have traps on it? Doesn't seem like they would, but I'm.
Has anybody
Okay.
looked at that?
Yes. That's where all the Black Arrow stuff was.
Right.
Okay. So this room's filled with large, filthy beds, human skulls with antlers affixed to them and mounted on the bedposts and headboards. Against the wall sits a large cedar chest.
Are there any traps on the chest?
A thievery roll upon the tower, please.
Did that work?
No. Try again. If it failed, that just roll it in the open air and we'll have to. I can try. Let me see if it works if I do it for you.
I'm doing it.
That's okay. I got you. Well, multiple dice rolls there. Are you happy with 3 rolls of a single dice?
Sure.
Okay. Well, at -4 on your thievery check, which you need to find the trap in this cedar chest, you got an 18.
Oh, nice. So is there a trap?
There is a trap. It's mechanical and it is a hand dropper.
Oh, so can I disable it? The mechanics on it?
Yes, you can. Actually, I'm going to roll. It's an interesting. I'm going to say the thievery check that well is basically you found the trap and disarm it, so that's okay. Opening the chest triggers no traps and reveals a sack of. Oh, that's because opened inside. However, the coin sit on the bridge. I got it completely wrong. But not to worry. Yes, basically, you open the chest delicately, and examining the chest, you realise there is a pressure trigger underneath the bag of coins, which you are able to disable. The blade snaps out with tremendous force, and the blade was laced with poison. So you get round that, and it's a sack of coins containing coppers, silvers, and gold, basically.
Well, I'll pull out the sack of coins to take down to the others. Nothing else in there that's worthwhile.
That's all it was. Nope, that was it.
Then I'm going to. That's why they trapped it, because there was something they considered of value. So then I'm going to go check out the other room.
Okay, so tables strewn with beakers, glass vials, and old tin cans, rope animal traps, bits of twisted metal spikes, bows, and all matter of junk litter in this area. In one corner sits some old furniture and other keepsakes.
Oh, what kind of keepsakes?
No, I dread to think what the people here would think of as keepsakes. It fortunately doesn't say.
And
I'm
she's
going to snag
Muriel
a couple of the.
dehydrated liver.
I'm going to snag.
Can I have a notice check, please? Okay, so glancing around, you notice 5 flasks of liquid stored under one of the tables. They appear to be. Looks like they may have been traded or taken from somewhere, but they are each individually masters flasks of acid. Oh yes, the attic treasure table's broken, isn't it? I'd forgotten that. I need to fix that.
You know, a couple of those little worthless little glass vials, I'm going to grab a couple of those and tuck them in my pouches. You never know when they might come in useful.
Mm.
Well, acid flasks are alchemical items that basically can be thrown. You take all 5 of them.
The others will come up here eventually and we'll collect them, but I'm going to. I just want the little useless old glass vials that are empty.
Oh, okay, the useless gold glass vials. Yeah, that's absolutely fine. I misunderstood. No problem.
I'm just putting them in my. In my pouch. If you ever
Now
look
you
at
know,
my pouches, you know I've got a bunch of stuff that's not included in treasure. but it caught Jos's eye and she collected it.
Do you want to spend any time going through all the stuff in this room?
Yeah, that's why I'm searching around, waiting on the others.
Is there a couple of minutes go by and you're sort of finding bits that look interesting and you're sort of compiling them together. You want to keep for God's sake, sorry. Span. You want to keep going?
Yep.
Rannick's going to head outside to go and see how the Black Arrows are doing.
Okay. Right. Well, only after a couple of minutes of scrounging, you basically moving around the room and finding different bits and pieces. You are able to put together basically 3 full sets of thieves' tools.
Wow.
3 sets. I've got thieves' tools.
I know, but obviously,
but I could take them to town and sell them.
Exactly.
Yeah, they're worth a fair bit.
Yeah. Yep. Indeed. I mean, after much more, I mean, you can explore the rest of the house, but I'll be brutally honest, there is not much more to find, so I will put you all back outside.
Well, then, I'll let the others know about the find in the attic, so we can collect it all before we go.
Yeah,
and I'll hand over the pouch of coins. Because I don't keep.
You've got tools for like picking locks and that, like these ones, says Rannick, pulling some out of his backpack.
Yeah, we got 3 sets, but if we can't use them, there's others who can.
Hey, when you get back outside, all 3 of the black arrows are dressed and sorting themselves out. Jackaros advances towards you as leader of the remaining black arrows and thanks you for rescuing him and returning his equipment. And Joseph Arena's over there. That's Arena, sorry. And,
yeah, you left me in the room. I thought I'd revenge.
He basically it is with a heavy heart he explains what's happened. He explains that he thanks you and tells you his sorry tale that I shall paraphrase, of course. For many years, he was second in command of Fort Rannick under Commander Baden. Now he fears the worst. He knows the commander would sooner die than surrender to the ogres that have. So after his patrol was delayed, they arrived back home to. After his patrol was delayed, they arrived back at Fort Rannick to discover the fort was under ogre control. He lost a third of his unit in the attempt to retake the fort. When they were forced to flee south into the Creekwood, the remainder were easy targets for the Grolls, this farm here, basically. Jackaros carries the loss of the Fort Rannick heavily and feels he is to blame that the ogres were able to take it. Had he been more prompt in returning from patrol, he would have been back in time to help defend the place. But now he wasn't, and a 45-year tradition is dead.
It's not your fault. You couldn't have known. If you'd have been there, you may have died. At least now you can do something about getting rid of them, bringing help, and reclaiming Fort Rannick.
And rebuilding your band. I mean, I know you can't bring back the members who are gone, but there's always men out there who are.
Well, what says Rannick, eyeing Jelsa.
What did you say?
You said there are always men who are, and then you stopped talking. Who are what?
We're willing to sign on for a good cause. Come on, you know this.
Aye. Anyway, I'm sure there were a reason you came back. Well, not early. What slowed you down?
Funny enough, I'm just trying to remember that myself. I'm just sorting out.
The archer's got one eye. Seriously.
Yes. He lost his eye to a close call with an ogre hook a decade ago.
Well, I hope that's not the eye you used to aim with.
Well, it only affects him over a certain distance, doesn't it? Actually,
Yeah.
What has he got hindrance-wise? He does have the one-eye major hindrance, so yeah, subtract 2 from any trait roll depending on vision more than 5 inches, which of course I need to remember. So, that's a very good question, and I would love to be able to tell you the answer. I can't remember what it is right now.
And perhaps have you thought of the fact that whatever gods it is you worship might have saved you to avenge the death of your friends?
Well, indeed. I mean, that's why, of course, he tried to take it back. Okay, it was.
Well, the gods here are fickle gods. I mean, they might have had further sacrifices in mind before.
Jelsa,
Oh, right,
maybe
yes,
you should.
here we go. So, yes. So basically, I mean, the whole patrol was almost as if it was cursed. First of all, there. Well, when we were heading through one of the quickest routes through the mountains, there was a rockfall and the pass was blocked, and we had to therefore backtrack, which cost us a number of days. And then later on, when we were still trying to head back, over half the men were taken down with stomach gripes and cramps, and we were forced to slow down to help them keep up. And then following then on the final thing that slowed us down before we could get back to Fort Rannick, was that basically it would appear in the middle of the night someone did raid a a farmer's house and took away the children, and obviously we had to help try and find them, which fortunately we did. The children were found a few days later in the woods, lost, but strangely did have food. Did find some food and supplies to keep them alive, but of course it was lucky we found them, because they still would have been at the mercy of monsters or wild animals.
Well, good reasons for not being there. Tell you what, though, who's the cook? Because if it's one of you three, I don't think I want to eat anything any of you've been cooking.
Oh, indeed, no, it is. The cooking duties was taken by all of us at one time or another. Alas, now we're down to the 3 of us.
Well, and Jelsa tips her head to one side. Does it occur to you that you were in fact deliberately lured away?
Well, it was a standard patrol. It's we have this northern patrol and the southern patrol, and the southern patrol I thought is
But the
the
delay.
less popular of the two, and therefore
But the
unfortunately it has
delay.
to be done.
Yeah,
But
but the
the
fact that
delay.
the children were found fed.
And well, but it delayed you long enough, just long enough.
Well, as I
Because
say,
of
I've seen
course you
stranger
would,
things, but
because of course there is no way you could not find those children. I mean, that would be an automatic. That would be something you would certainly follow.
but this is it indeed. It is almost disconcerting and annoying, and alas, if I feel that if my patrol was there, and I was there, and Val here, he pats the well, he can't reach the shoulder because he's Vale is the dark-skinned man with grey piercing eyes. He's a terrier falling height of, until he sees you guys, 6.5 feet tall, and a muscular builder consigned to the warrior's path, obviously. But he's obviously he's a friendly enough person, and he laughs there, happy to have his equipment back, and Yes, well, indeed, we would have seen to quite a few of those Krieg ogres, would we not, Jack Ross? He smiles and he turns and looks at Caven and goes, "Yes, and your sword, your rapier and your dagger there would have taken quick work of them as you darted between them, as we have many a time before."
Yeah. Joseph interrupts here and goes, all that's well and good because it's very clear that the fact that your crew, your team didn't make it back in time, weighted the battle in their favor. However, and nothing against ogres. I mean, I guess some people want to think of them as people. This seems rather planned and well thought out and far too intelligent for ogres. I don't.
Well,
And then
indeed, I think it was just a serious set of unfortunate setbacks that were coincidental in delaying us. I mean, as you say, it's beyond the planning of ogres, that type of thing, and just too fortuitous for them. It's just it is. But I lost over half my med retaking Fort Rannick. I don't know what we can do now.
But you're missing my point, good man. Perhaps, and I dig around to see if I might have a flask on me, and I go, do any of you have like something stronger than water for this gentleman? You're misunderstanding what I'm saying. That certainly this is something that the ogres would not have been able to plan and think out to lure you away, or to even know that your team would make a difference. But the ogres are not real smart. They're very possibly were manipulated and used for the purpose by
No.
someone.
The Krieg ogres. For 45 years, the Black Arrows have been fighting the Krieg ogres, the Krieg Woods area. No, it is a long held animosity between us and them.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying that there's some outside something that.
Use the animosity to their own advantage.
Exactly so.
Yeah. So you're saying them ogres, the Krieg ogres, they've been wanting Fort Rannick for quite some time.
Well, yes, indeed. We've been a thorn in their side for many a year. Destroying the Black Arrows and capturing Fort Rannick will basically make them very happy in their twisted way.
You'd almost say it'd be quite a treasure to them, wouldn't you?
I suppose you could take it that way, yes.
He will turn to the rest of his companions, oblivious to the fact that the three Black Arrows and Shayla were listening in. And you're saying they might have been manipulated. Right, Sparkle Tits.
Well,
so we've been coming across all kinds of folks that have been greedy for something, wanting something, that have ended up with a 7-pointed star carved into them.
Did my fancy grounds just crash?
Yeah.
I did on my side. I thought maybe I'd pushed something wrong on my table.
Yeah, just gone.
It just vanished.
Yeah, I just went kapooey.
That's what's going on there. Should be on its way back in now.
So anyway, to finish your sentence for you, they've got tattoos on them.
Well, I don't know. He's got a tattoo on him, says Rannick, turning around and pointing at the little guy with the rapier and the dagger. He's got a tattoo that...
What?
Well said.
Kevin? I've forgotten. I've lost the notes on them now. Haven.
Kevin Keegan.
Caven Windstrike. His hand goes to move slightly, and then he relaxes and goes. So since when has it been a problem having tattoos?
No, there's no problem having tattoos. It's the tattoos that's the problem. I mean, there's them folks with the gambling place at Turtleback Ferry that sank. I mean, they all had tattoos on, didn't they? And then there was the people that the Skinsaw were killing, and they were all like after stuff, and they got things carved in them. There's something with their tattoo.
But But I've had my tattoo for years, which Don Dredd, you will
Yeah, Don
your
Dredd. The tattoo's
examination attest to that it's quite an old tattoo. He's had that
it's an old
tattoo for
tattoo.
years, and it just represents my love of the stars.
Tavis, please say you saw the message in Fancy Grounds before it crashed.
Yeah, he has had the tattoo for years, but that doesn't mean to say that
Okay.
there isn't an issue. I don't think it's not a recent tattoo, that's for sure.
I should be able to get it out of.
Not everything in Galarian has a limited lifespan of a human. That even if he had gotten the tattoo many years ago, to others, that would be merely a blink in the eye of time.
I don't think it's a
I
problem.
do have it. It was the last thing. It was the last thing Fancy Grounds recorded.
The only
But the
thing, the only
message.
justification,
Yes.
the only justification of
shall
having a
pump- I shall
tattoo that's really,
pass it
really
back to-
old
I shall pass
that
it back
fits
to
in
Rannick.
with what Rannick's saying is
Thank
if
you.
it's a debt, if it's a mark of a debt and the debt gets called in years and years later, not instantaneously.
Aye. So,
Well, I don't know what you're talking about. This, as I say, I had this tattoo for many years. I got it done before I joined the Black Arrows, and it goes back to my life before, where my interest in the stars led me far and wide. I got this tattoo far away to the south, in one of the desert kingdoms. I don't remember the names right now, so I can't be bothered to make it. You know, look it up.
no, Syrian.
Where's the map?
Oh, Syrian.
Hang on a second. I shall open up the map of the inner sea and have a look. Come on, map. People are connecting. I do remember very old days of Fancy Grounds before they redid the network code and made it a lot more stable. In all fairness, where it didn't actually crap out every time. Actually, yeah. No. That's a pet. Further south.
Been a long way then.
Indeed. Vale's sort of just looking all confused and there goes, but that's all very well. But the question I'll ask is, what are we going to do now, Jack Ross? And he goes, I don't know.
I want to see this fort.
Vale
Yeah,
goes,
we came here to find.
These fellows here are mighty handy. I suspect that with their help, we could possibly even if we all die horribly in the attempt, we'd take a lot of the ogres with us. He laughs.
Well, I'm not up for dying, but I do want to see this fort. I mean, it's got the same name as me. I bloody want to see it. Oh, if you don't mind.
Indeed, I mean Fort Rannick basically is located at the northern end of a wide valley that runs along the southern edge of the mountains. It's a bleak landscape that stretches on for miles along the border between the mountains and the Kriegwood. Oh, there you go. Yeah. Vale can provide the adventurers with a detailed map of Fort Rannick, handout 3.1. Well, there we go. Isn't that handy? I better find the detailed handout now, hadn't I? Modules. Back into Mountain Massacre. Back into the module.
Really, your girlfriend's dad knows all about that Thassi what's his name things, doesn't he?
What?
Were they in Katapesh?
God, please tell me that isn't. Oh, that is the entire. That's. Are you ready for the detailed map of Fort?
It's a detailed map of Fort Rannoch.
I've also
What?
just noticed.
That's pretty detailed.
It is. I've also just noticed. I'm going to put this in my notes. I have just noticed that where north is placing, I'm inclined. I may well rotate this map 90 degrees. Obviously, but I don't see any particular reason why it has to be turned over at one side.
Yeah. No, I was just wondering that because that 7-pointed star, it's the Thassi name thing, isn't it? And were they in Katapesh as well? Were they everywhere? I thought they were just round here.
Oh dear. Okay, so that's the map you get. I obviously get a much neater map. Okay. Is that that's the yeah, it's not bad actually. So, okay. Let's see what we can see, shall we?
What's is that there a tunnel?
That's what I was about to look at. GM map of Fort Rannoch. There we go. Let's have a look at the GM map open. So, okay, so you're pointing at that, I assume.
Yeah.
It is a cave entrance. A veil goes back. It is a tunnel. It winds up to an edge that overlooks the fort 120 feet on the cliff face above the fort. We call it the Eyrie or Aries of the Eagles.
And is that some kind of river?
What did I just say about where it was? Didn't I? Didn't I? Where did I say it was? I said it runs along. Oh, it runs along the southern edge of the mountains, bleak landscape, rugged, forlorn. Yeah, where is that? Where's the map of the area? Oh, map Fort Rannoch.
Ow!
Rannoch. Sure, there's a map of the whole area.
Because it looks like there's bridges over that bit. So if that's a river, what's this?
It is a river.
What's this bit here? Does the river go into?
Oh, you're talking. Yeah, sorry. Okay, that's the pond. A waterfall plummets from the cliffs. It's a waterfall plummets to the cliffs.
Right. Is that where you get water for where you used to get water for the fort?
Yes, indeed. Because obviously it came down from the mountains and plunged into the pond there. Obviously, then it flows down. In fact, no, they don't get water there. Or do they? Yes, they do. Yes.
So hang on, you went. Did you have to go outside walls to get water, or is there a way? Does water go into fort somewhere?
Water comes into Vale goes. Water comes into the fort. Well, leaves the fort here. This is our drainage ditch.
Aye.
Yeah. It's where we dump all the sewage.
Lovely. So basically, unless they can turn into a dragon and fly, Rannoch says, looking at there's got to go through walls. But if they can turn into a dragon and fly, they could go free and come down tunnel into back.
Okay, so anyone capable of flight can descend on the fort proper from above. Alternatively, they fly up to the Eagle Eyrie. They can approach the fort via the hidden ledge. Quite correct.
I'm sure between two of us we could carry the rest of the party.
Okay. There is a sluice gate on that. You know that the sewage. Although it would be unpleasant, there is a sluice gate which can be opened. Vale points out.
Aye, but you'd probably have to open that from inside. this inner fort. You got outer walls here,
Yeah.
and then presumably that's in a keep. What's other buildings in like in courtyard? What are they?
So this is where it gets fun, and I'm wishing I'd rotated that image. In fact, I'm going to rotate that image. Give me a second. It'll make my life easier, and it's annoying. So I need to go.
Yeah,
We shouldn't like to approach via the bridges, because even though there appears to be 2 of them on this map, because those will be watched.
Reckon is like.
Yeah, out of character, this would make a lot more sense if this is the dodgy map the players were looking at, where the GM is looking at a proper map.
Well, I am.
Yeah, right, okay.
I
I just wondered how much fun you were having in the background.
I'm fed up with
behind
trying
the
to
curtain.
work. I'm fed up with having to sit here with my head rotated at 90 degrees.
I was trying to figure out what you were doing. Go and figure out what you were doing.
I can't wait to watch the stream later. I've got to see that.
So I'm going to open that.
So that makes complete sense. What you're actually doing is trying to play with your head on one side.
I already let you out.
I'm having to sort of... Because the GM's map is the right orientation, the player's map isn't. I'm going to rectify that right now. So you just have to wait for a second.
It's okay.
And then I will make it much easier to find the buildings without me having to rotate.
Sorry, my inner GM's thinking, why is he making funny noises? What's going on here? Probably the stream.
Image rotation, 90 degrees, counterclockwise. There we go.
I want to go watch it on the stream.
It's probably 30 seconds in the back, so you can probably have a look now.
Oh no, because I always review the games before the next week.
Image crop. There we go. And then let's export this as a JPEG. Okay, export. And back to Fancy Grounds Unity. Sorry about this, guys. This is just one of those things where I spent too much time sorting other things out today and not. Oh, I've worked out what our next one shot is.
Yeah.
I spent yesterday converting the Mahusive rulebook, all 17 pages. It's a mini setting book. It looks. I found the list on Savage. I thought, what the heck's that? And decided. Then read and then found it in drive-through. It only cost $4, and so I bought it. So yeah, we are. No, that's the wrong campaign. We will be playing. I've forgotten the name of it actually. Ironically, look it up now. That's going to bug me. Let me save this file and then I can tell you. Basically, you're all incredibly spoiled. It's set in an English private school for the super elite rich. And yeah.
So we're all spoiled, intelligent brats.
Yes, the girls still have to wear straw boaters.
Ooh, what we call preppies over here in the USA.
Yes, yeah.
Could be worse. They might all be 10
basically, if you take East Texas University, it turns you into 15 and 16-year-old English school children.
Okay.
So yeah, so that'll be the next
preppy.
One. Yeah.
I was saying it could be worse. It might be 10-year-old. Could be, because we know there's a history with school children and being the most violent players.
Oh,
this is it. Actually, yeah, this is it. It does actually say it does say that in the book. Kids aren't actually very nice. Yeah, Bartington Hall's school for the elite. The name of the setting. Okay, here is a new version of the Fort Rannick map. Hurrah! It's upside down. Please tell me I just shut down Fancy Grounds. I rotated it the wrong way because I was too busy talking. I didn't notice. Image rotate again, 180 degrees. Export. What I really love about Fancy Grounds Unity is the fact that the map will automatically rotate as soon as I overwrite it with the new version and hit refresh. That is cool. Replace. The second I do So the second I do the reset, there you go. Oh, cool. That's the map the right way up. Okay. Right.
I still got the same map that you
Yeah,
said.
no, it's still upside down on my map.
You might have to close. You might have to close it, reopen it. Then hang on. Let me.
I did.
Oh,
You know, I've closed all maps now that I'm mapless.
what? Why the heck if I
Close
reset
all
assets?
maps.
Why is it if I reset the campaign files, it doesn't show it the right way up? I hate it. I was well.
Because
I
you
don't
might have to
hate it.
reshare it to the players so you push it back out.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm just trying to find it now. Uncategorized. Oh God, where the hell's it gone? What? Right, there we go. Unshare. Share.
That's still the same way
Oh,
up as last
just
time.
had where north is to the east side of the map.
North's pointing south from my point of view.
On mine, north is, yeah, it's got an
Oh,
arrow
no.
pointing south.
Right, sod it. Do you know what? There are days where I've just wished I just didn't bother anymore. Right, go away, all of you. Go away. I don't care anymore. I cancel. Today's game's cancelled. I hate it. I hate everything. I hate you all. Only joking.
There are times I want to just give you a big teddy bear.
Right, let's delete it. Let's go back into here. Let's export it again and give it a slightly different name because then it might work. Fancy Grounds Unity. Campaigns. I'm getting too many campaigns. I need to tidy up. Images. Fort Run. Okay. Map dash Fort Running. It's got a different name. Then maybe it will work when I share it. Images. I delete that. And I open this version. I share that.
Sorry to say, no, that's still the same way up.
Maybe the one you got on your computer.
Okay, I see what happened there. I was too fast. So let's delete that version because it doesn't work. And it's this one I need to share.
There.
Okay, that's different. North is now north.
Right. What a faff around that is. Okay, so you can change maps. You can add things on the fly, but just don't put them the wrong orientation. Otherwise, you're still there. Oh, so okay, so what you have is you've got a pond with a waterfall. You've got two bridges across the river. You have the outer walls. That is actually Fort Rannick. The outer bit is obviously it's all Fort Rannick, but that's actually Fort Rannick, as it were. This is the outer walls. So you're asking about buildings. So this building here is the guard post. This building here is the stable. This building over here is the cookhouse. This building here is the barracks. And then you've got the Fort Rannick as a whole.
Much of it's made of wood.
Sorry?
How many are they buildings are made of wood?
Sorry. When I said the gold, that's the old guard post. Sorry, that's mostly. It's basically what they use. Really, it's 30 feet high, and what they really use it for these days is bits of rock and stone. The stable is probably it's a large wooden building, isn't it? The cookhouse is an open air structure that contains several racks of smoking meat. Apparently, yeah. So it's basically it's open. It's just probably just canvas over the top. And then the new barracks is a wooden building. So basically, apart from the old guardhouse, they're all flammable.
How keen are you on having them remaining intact if ogres haven't already buggered them up?
We'd really like to minimise damage, obviously.
Because burning buildings are a bloody good distraction.
People who care about that sort of thing, maybe.
What are the outer walls made of?
Okay. So,
what are the outer walls made of?
The outer walls are made of stone. So that new barracks, it's known as the new barracks, even though it was built 20 years ago, erected when Rangers grew concerned that Fort Rannick was going to outgrow its original barrack space. The wooden barracks, though spacious and less dank than the old quarters, were abandoned after it was pointed out they were death traps. If fire were used during a siege, the barracks would go up like tinder and everyone inside would be burned to death. So therefore they don't use it, and therefore I don't think they'd be that bothered if you burned it.
They already thought of that.
They did.
Waterfall, does it come down from top of cliff? Or does it like go into cliff?
Where? There's a waterfall?
Tunnels can be entered via the waterfall. Ah, yes, there are. Yes, indeed. Indeed, that's a good question to ask, and I can tell you there are tunnels, but they have not been used in decades. They are infested in some places by lizards that cause electric shocks. But having said that, Jack, none of the survivors here know anything about them. But Vel does concede they may provide the perfect means of infiltrating the fort without alerting the ogres.
So there's a tunnel behind Waterfall that will get you into fort, and it's full of lizards that give electric shocks.
No one here knows if you can infiltrate the fort through those tunnels because no one's been in there in years because of
Nobody's
lizards.
braved the shocking lizards.
Indeed, or rather, no one survived the shocking lizards.
We could, and if only we had people that could, talk to animals and make them do things. If there were a way through, we could send electric lizards to attack ogres.
Yeah, maybe we can just drive them forward.
Or just ask them nicely.
Aye.
All that too.
We could look into it.
So there's tunnel from this eerie place. What you could only get to if maybe you could turn it to a dragon and fly. And there's maybe tunnel behind Waterfall that might get in, where if only you could talk to animals, you could persuade electric lizards to go and attack ogres. And there's lots of flammable things. What if only you could, make fire arrows out of nothing? You could set on fire from maybe a high up place where you could only get to if you could turn it into a dragon. Here, Bert, you could do this on your own.
I can create the distraction, sure, but is that all we're going to do?
Nah, I reckon. I could fly, but it's a bit of a waste to get to fly in. Yeah, I think we should just go through the waterfall and explore the tunnels. I'm happy underground. I can tell you whether the tunnels will link back up with the castle pretty quickly.
It's certainly worth doing. Tell you what, though, if we're going to do that, we've got to get quite close to walls, so we'd have to be careful we don't get spotted by ogres. And if you ask me, best time to do that is about midday.
Midday?
Yes.
Why midday?
Well, ogres could see in dark, and they don't really like the light that much. So you go when it's brightest and be sneaky. They're probably not going to be out looking around that much.
It's a good thought.
I mean,
we're not going to sneak.
Sneaking up on an ogre in the dark ain't going to work that well, is it? Because they can see it in dark anyway. But they don't like the light. I mean, they could be out in light, but they don't like it.
Only one wee snag. How deep is that water?
Well, the pond.
You can hold your breath, Stunty. I mean, you can't swim in that tin can you wear, but I'm sure you can hold your breath.
Yeah, it's about it's probably. I did swim down to the bottom once. It's probably about 30 feet down there to the very center of the pond.
If you stay close to the walls, if you've observed cliffs before, sometimes the water falls out away from the stone itself, and there is a
gap behind it.
Yeah, maybe we could get in behind water.
We don't have to wade all the way through the pond.
No, but we'll probably have to climb over very slippery rocks.
Well, what a coincidence. We could send Rannick. Some of you can fly. Rannick has his little special gloves now. How handy
That's
is
true. That is really handy.
I think we've got at least, well, a 16th of a plan.
That's
Well,
not a
if
plan.
one person gets in behind the falls and gets into the cavern, one of those who can fly could carry one end of a rope out, having been secured, so the rest could make it a little more safely.
Where are we now while we're discussing this?
You're still in. You're
Brawl
still in.
Farm, I think.
We're still
Brawl
at the
Farm,
Brawl
yeah.
Farm in the yard.
Yeah. Unless you,
Right.
I mean, unless you want to head somewhere, in which case this whole discussion could be happening as you're heading somewhere, like back to town or anywhere else you like. It's really up to you.
Well, if anybody mentions going back to town, Jelssa's gonna
City.
snort and go. First of all, that's time wasted. Second of all, I think it's best if we act before they discover what happened to the Grolls, and by going into town, we risk somebody discovering our intent and alerting
Yeah,
them.
I think we should act straight away as well.
All
I
for
know
that.
why. I know why I can't. I know why I can't find a boxy map of the area because it's in a different.
A different book.
It's in a different book.
Congratulations.
It's the Turtleback Ferry, which is where you started, wasn't it? Hook Mountain region. Map of the Hook Mountain region. Here we go. That's what I've been looking for all this flipping time. I'm trying to work out where you
Jelssa's
are. You are in.
a really old people, and she's quite convinced there's a plot that's been going on here much longer than people understand.
You know what? I can't find Rannick.
So that's the kidney, that's the bladder, and that's the urethra.
I'm pretty sure you're right. You're right, Sparkle Tits. There's something going on that's been going on for a bloody long time, and it's got something to do with that bloody 7-pointed star.
Okay, so yeah, so that obviously I've only got links. So
You mean that 7-pointed star that's on the map right there?
You are here at the Gruul homestead in that
That's
clearing.
the one.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's your current location. There.
Mm-hmm.
Fort Rannick is apparently there.
And what's the miles per inch on this thing, or whatever?
They don't put that on They didn't put that on that map. Okay, hang on a second. That's a very good question. Assuming they're the same scale, which they do not appear to be. Okay, hang on. Let's work it out this way. Clay Bottom Lake is 2 inches across on my map. Okay, and is 8 inches, so 4 inches. So okay, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 2 inches. Okay, so 8. So that 8 inches on this map is 10 miles. So you're about 10 miles. You're about 10. You're about 10 miles from Fort Rannick, and you are currently about just over 5 miles from Turtleback Ferry, which is back down there.
So Sparkle Tits, says Rannick, talking to Jelsa quietly. Do you reckon?
Yeah, sorry.
These
Wreck of the Paradise.
You reckon these Thassaluni bin people has been doing this for some time?
Even in the reckoning of gnomes, I would say it's been quite some time.
But right, these Thassaluni bins, Were they in that desert all the way where Caven said he got his tattoo? Because that is definitely exactly the same tattoo. And even if he had it a long time ago, if the Thassaluni bins weren't there, then why would somebody there do exactly that tattoo? I think he might be lying.
I think this all goes way back. See, this
He
is a
might be, but
naivety
what if
you've
he
got.
isn't?
This is the
But what if he
naivety
is?
you've got that you're here first. You're not
Getting
here
it wrong
first.
in either direction is not good.
Galarian my people alone have been in Galarian for many, many, many thousands of years. And I'm sure that this is also true of Irina's people. That some here are much newer than others. And when my people arrived here, there were already others here. And
I get that, but these Thassaluni bins, where were they? I mean, I know it's like a really old, ancient like place and that, but where was Thassaluni bin?
I don't know.
well, here's the thing. This kind of knowledge is what you find in the great libraries of the big cities. And not
Well, actually, they're
Rainy.
The
It's
ancient
Rainy
empire.
blood.
Okay, can I have academics roles or academics roles for anyone who's got it? If none of you do, well, that's the end of that idea.
well, they did
I
actually
do
have
have
the
it.
whole.
Well done, thank you, Irina. The ancient empire of Thassalon, pronounced Tharsilon, existed in the waning years of the Age of Legend and occupied parts of what are today are the nations of Varissia, the Hold of Belzan, and the land of the Linorn kings. While its power was great, struggles for control within the nation were near constant, and it was finally destroyed by the devastation of Earthfall. All that now remains a mysterious ruin scattered throughout its former territories.
I will pretty much say that because
Right.
my memory isn't good enough to remember the salient parts of that. So let's just say Irina said that.
And that's nowhere near Katapesh. So why would Caven have got that exact tattoo a very long time ago in Katapesh, unless he had something to do with one of them Thassaluni bins?
well,
Maybe
first
it's
of all,
maybe the 7-pointed star's just an interesting design.
Yeah, but it's not. It's that exact 7-pointed star, isn't it?
Well, yeah, but
It's on every compass rose on bloody Pathfinder maps. I don't know if you noticed that.
yeah, I said that about 5 minutes ago.
Yes, and I imagine that's because this is the Rise of the Runelords map, and it's therefore using that as a symbol because it's all kind of branding. But you know,
I have no idea what you're on about. I'm sure that's completely wrong.
Okay,
I
I don't know how
was
to put.
thinking more that the mark is something used by
this is
a group
this is
that has came down through the ages and formed a cult that adheres to whatever beliefs, and I know very little about the Thessalonians.
But Reenie's girlfriend's dad said it were a Thassaluni bin thing, and look,
It also said it was a good symbol that some people have turned to evil, which means that originally it wasn't evil.
Aye.
So
but that were like thousands and thousands of years ago. So unless that Caven chap is thousands and thousands of years old, it's a bad symbol, even when he got it a long time ago.
GM, was that accurate?
And I, again, this is human lore.
Interesting point of view that I'm not necessarily going to prove or disprove at this point in juncture. I think.
All I know is that murderers in the and the sawmill had it, and it might have been a coincidence, and the people at the ferry had it, and it might be a coincidence, and then the ranger have it, and that might be a coincidence. It's an awful lot of coincidences. What's the probability of the year, though?
And again, coming from a people that have got a lore that goes even back before they were in Golarion, which goes before the fall and all that stuff.
And by the way, some of us were here for the fall.
Jalsa isn't given to believing in coincidences.
Right, so can I punch? Right, so
Even sort of looking around, going, look. Well, I thought we were planning an attack on Rannick. Let's go get those ogres. Zacharias goes, yes, we're wasting time here. I think it's a good move. Shall we? If you guys have got a plan, then myself, Kevin and myself and Val will sign up and assist you in any way. If your plan is to help to attack Fort Rannick, and Shaylu says, I'm coming with you also. And Kip growls as well. His affirmation.
Did anybody collect any of the other stuff?
Oh, I'm definitely going to be approving Kip coming.
Out of the inventory. There's some things there that can be used as weapons. Is anybody planning on collecting them? I'm going to take 2 of them.
What were those things?
The acid flask.
Those.
The acid. There's also a magical ogre hook and a magical spear.
I'm waiting for the magic helmet. You can't not have one. It doesn't work. You gotta have spirit magic helmet.
It only protects the head, so it is a helmet.
Flea infested blanket. Who wants that? Yum.
Can't imagine why no one's picking that one up. It really doesn't make sense to me. No, I don't want system savage ones. I want systems.
I think that I'm just a little bit wary of picking anything up that came from that house because it was just so icky.
Well, the acid flask we noted that isn't something that the ogres themselves made. That this was their loot they'd confiscated from their
Yeah, sure.
So we're just,
Oh, here we go.
I'll have a look at the magical ogre hook and see what it does.
7, 8, 9. No. Alas, I'm afraid to say, I suspect that it is. I mean, I knew it was anyway, but having just found another Pathfinder map that has got nothing to do with Rise of the Runelords, it doesn't have a 7-pointed wheel in the compass, star in the compass.
So it's branding.
I knew that, but that's not the point.
Yeah.
What are you looking for? What are you?
He's looking at the hook, magical ogre hook.
But she failed to turn it over and notice the mark on the bottom of it.
It is an accurate ogre hook.
Sorry, it's this tiredness that I'm feeling. It's really getting to me.
Just need a good night's sleep.
Yeah.
Does that ogre hook do the rending thing, or was that
ogre hook's rend? I believe. Anyone shaken or wounded by an ogre hook attack from a size 1 or larger creature.
You know what? There's only one thing about going into the caves. I'm knackered. I really could do with a sleep.
All right, maybe we should rest for the night before we head off then.
Let's move a little way away from here and set camp somewhere a little more wholesome and have a rest, and then go for Fort Rannick.
So, okay, so a good night's sleep results in fatigues and wounds being restored, and 8 hours of kit, I suspect, will reset all your power points.
Lovely.
Unless you've got more than.
I was down to 1 power point.
Unless you've got unless you've got more than 40 power points, you should have them all back now. I'm going to see.
You know, I really want to burn that house down just to lay the dead to rest, but I don't want to have. Yeah, I know, but I don't want it burning all night when we were camping.
Well,
Yeah, and we're only 10 miles from Fort Rannoch.
Look,
we want to get in.
You know that this is back on the way back to Turtleback Ferry, which is how you got here in the first place. So you can always burn it down on the way back.
And we don't want to a fire the fire the size that this would generate would draw the attention at the fort, and we don't want to alert them to anything that happened here at the farm. We're hoping they delay discovery that they don't routinely check on the Grolls.
Leave it be.
If they're going to be bothered by it, they'll have seen the smoke from the barn that we set on fire already.
Well, if that was during the daytime and they have trouble seeing in the light to see just smoke at that distance, but to see flames, and that is like sending up a beacon.
Yeah, no, I want to do it. I'll have a proper funeral pyre when we come back. It's too. The dead will just have to be a little bit unrestless until for the.
Perhaps
when we come back.
Perhaps there's whatever spirits of the dead can hear us talking, and they know that we are on our way to avenge them, and that will give them peace until we return. Or you can tell them
talk.
Bert can make a common knowledge.
Or not?
Absolutely fine.
I am absolutely sure of.
No. You were thinking. You were trying to recall something about the shock lizards, and what you do recall is they're very dangerous, very, very scary, and you don't want to go near them, especially if you're wet.
Yeah, especially if you're wearing metal armor.
Yes.
Oh, that's all right. I'll be.
Oh well, that's going to be interesting, isn't it? I'm not taking it off.
Are they natural creatures?
Shocker lizards, probably.
Then I should be able to talk to them and persuade them to not be zappy in our direction.
Sounds like a good idea.
Can you picture Irina commanding, our own little Dr. Doolittle commanding an army of shock lizards?
They're magical beasts.
Ah. I can't do magical ones, can I?
But Bert also remembers them as big horned lizards and green scales that crackle with sparks of energy and basically live in colonies of various numbers, usually a couple of hundred.
I'm still going. Today's a good day to die.
At least that's how Bert remembers it
anyway. That's good for us though, because then they'll be able to take on ogres dead easy.
If we can't control them, perhaps we can frighten them enough to drive them forward and in a panic into Fort Rannoch.
There's not an animal I know that really likes fire. And if they're living in caves, we could just set a fire at one entrance, and if there's another one, they'll go out other way, won't they? We go in, find if there's a way out into Fort, and we can drive them through with smoke or fire or something.
Wow, you're getting smarter, Rannoch.
Well, no, that's not smart. That's just sensible. I mean, Bert's a druid and that, and knows all about woodlands and trees and stuff. But I am a ranger, I know a thing or two about wilderness and animals and that.
Well, indeed. Yes. Anyway, what was I doing?
Wait, do they have any oil flask around the farm here before we leave the farm? Because we might need something like that to set a fire.
No, they didn't.
There's nothing I can do against these kinds of creatures. I can only work with natural, non-magical creatures.
Well, I've got my little fireworks blast that I can use to drive them away, or drive them forward, or as Rannick said, set a fire in one end of the cave and drive them forward with fire if that's becomes necessary.
Has anybody got any kind of environmental protection spells?
Alternative, another plan is we could just, if you all behave yourself and don't do anything nasty, they might just ignore you.
That too.
Well, they might consider we're going into their territory. Most animals don't like that.
I was thinking about asking for divine intervention to make sure that doesn't happen.
That'd be great if we all worship the same god.
I have survival checks.
Don't worry, nobody's perfect.
Checks.
Survival.
Survival
Alright.
if you got it, or notice if you don't.
Yeah, both.
Oh,
That's okay.
nice.
Survival checks then, please.
Oh, but my notice is so much better.
Exactly.
If I keep rolling like this, I'm going to have to change the colour of my dice.
Who isn't on this map? Even isn't on this map. Vale isn't on this map. Jackaros isn't on this map. Kib isn't on this map. And they are all allies, so let's change them to allies. I think everyone's on the map where you've been spending the night. Okay, Rannick. It's the following morning, and what you notice is you've something in the dark of last night when you set up camp you didn't notice. So but now in the daylight you can see that there seems all these ruins, although they provided some comfort, had some even without roofs, a modicum of shelter from the elements of the night. You now notice the whole area has very interesting I forgot the word. Footprints, for want of a better phrase. Interesting trail marks. Tracks, thank you. My mind just went completely blank.
Okay.
It happens.
Tracks of what?
Very large. Well, it's strange. When you look at it, they appear to be like three-toed bird-like with a back toe, but then also the claw. They seem to have very long, sharp claws, and every now and again you seem to be noticing the odd tuft of fur caught on the bushes and stuff.
Irina? What is
it? Caven just heads off to relieve himself in the morning.
Are we talking owlbear by any chance?
Pardon?
Are we talking owlbear by any chance?
What do you mean?
Well, since
been too busy getting to know Kib and hadn't noticed.
Even Rannick is just, Rannick has spotted the owlbear, so he's probably going to go, bugger, owlbears.
Oh, not again.
You suddenly hear a cry of shock and possibly pain. We shall see what happens. Coming
from where?
Where Cavan just went. Caven, I should say, just went off to relieve himself.
Still don't trust that bugger.
Which one is it that's got the tattoo? The guy with the swords, the guy with the bow, or the
guy with the swords, the one that's just gone to relieve himself.
I forgot.
I don't like him either.
I forgot, of course, that.
But only because the illustration looks like a dodgy ex-boyfriend of mine.
I forgot about the drop. So basically, Kevin cries out. Caven cries out in pain, as if and it's quite a blood-curdling yell as he drops to the ground in a pool of blood.
Oh, that's not good. Well, I guess we better to arms or something.
And he's basically he is in a bad way. He's down and looking very pale, and he could well be in a bad way there. Okay, let's see what happens. Jossa, you get to go first.
I hear him cry out,
Indeed.
so I go running towards the sound. Or not running, I'm just moving towards the fast walk.
Moseying on over towards the
3
south.
inches gets you to there, 4 inches gets you to there.
And I heard somebody yell owl bears. So I get here, I can see the owl bear.
You can indeed. And also from where you are, you can see that Kavan. I can never get his name right. It sounds too much like mine. Kavan is in a very bad way. There's blood everywhere. And all you can see is large amounts of torn red flesh all over his face and upper torso.
Kind of reflexively, I blast the owl bear with the fireworks.
You did have it targeted. Yep. Spell casting, owlbear, close combat. Even at that range, you hit it with your fireworks.
Does this count as woodland by any chance, Kev?
It does indeed. It's a forest.
Can I have an extra card then, please?
No, I'm gonna Benny that damage.
I thought she meant no to you then.
No, I'm still gonna Benny it.
Thank you.
Damn it! I can't Benny it anymore. That's all my Bennies, or not quite all. And after blasting off that, I still got some movement left. I'm gonna run over to this side of Caven.
I think Arena might be offering you another Benny if you want it.
Yeah, I was. You can do better than that. I will pass you the Benny.
Yes, because Arena's got common bond. I'll tell you what, that's interesting.
How does that work then? She drops it for me.
There you go.
Yeah. You got a Benny from so you can roll one more time.
Yeah,
look
best Benny ever.
Best Benny ever. That is one incapacitated owlbear.
And then I'm gonna get over to what's his name, and I'm digging through my pouch to get out a healing potion. I can't do that this round, but
he's in. You start digging through your pouch, and that brings us to Bert.
Thank you, Irina.
Bert moves to there, and if he's talking, I can't hear him.
I said, am I on mute again? No, I'm not on mute again. I must have been pushing the wrong button. I'm going to sit there and heal Caven, whatever his name is.
Okay. You cast a wonderful You cast the wonderful healing upon him, and the blood and gore covering him doesn't appear to close or change. He lies there,
that sucks.
Still as ever.
Well, bummer deal. Okay, that's it for me.
Ma'am.
Oops, sorry, that was my mistake.
Okay, Snookums sees the owlbear over there. Cats like to attack birds. So Snookums will go over that way and pounce.
Snookums is pouncing. Okay, pounce is on if he's wilding. He is indeed. Snookums is pouncing. He gallops. He charges towards the owlbear and jumps off the ruinous wall and lands squarely on the owlbear.
And we will
Spend
spend a penny to re-roll that.
Be my guest. I'll just pop it there. You roll it. It's easier. The damage is not so bad.
Ah, that's better.
There's a hit and a hit with a raise. Nice. Batclaw's raking as he lands on it. Oh, the first one wounds it. And the second one probably disembowels it. Yep, that's another owlbear.
Didn't give me the raise on either one of those, but
Look,
regardless,
how
it's
much
dead.
are there?
Doesn't matter. As you say, it is very much gone. And the owlbear expires. Used to be.
And then Snookum sits down and kind of bats at it with the paw.
Good stuff. Where's Vale? Vale is here. Vale basically, with a throaty roar, just charges. Battle Axe is going yelling and raging, not raging, shouting all the way. Full on battle cries. He hits once and misses once. With his battle axe, he rolls for damage, and he shakes the owlbear. Rannick.
Well, Rannick's been using this spear for a while now, so Rannick's going to take improved trademark weapon for the next 5 rounds, please.
And the GM's nightmare begins.
As a free action.
As a free action, you get to cast Warrior's Gift.
It's a limited free action. So it'll cost me 6 power points to have it with a raise, which gives me improved trademark weapon.
What's that then? That's parry +1, fighting +1 usually. So what's it now?
+2.
What, to parry and fighting?
Yep.
For anybody not familiar with that sound, it's the GM weeping.
Yeah,
that's mystic powers for you. Yeah, but you think if you're getting that powerful, how meaty are my bad guys soon?
And then I'll come over here. I'll wild attack as well. So there's my combat tab. And I'll stick him with my spear.
Stick it up and pop it. You won't like it up.
They don't.
That's a hit with a raise.
I'm not going to release the power of the spear this time. I don't think I need it because I did move more than 4 inches, so that my rhino hide kicks in as well for an extra +4 damage. Will do.
Right, don't wow. Oh, it's still alive. Owlbear 3 remains shaken. Well, Owlbear 3 doesn't want to remain shaken. It's going to unshake. And it is going to wildly attack in a blood frenzy. Veiled Ramos. Failing to hit either time. Haven has died. Jackaros. He is going to use his longbow to shoot the final owlbear. That hits. Doing. Oh, that's not good. He's going to spend a penny on that. Still not piercing the hide. And I get the impression that it is going to pounce. Not to want to be outdone by Schnookums. Whoops, I made that mistake. Let's try that again. There we go. Oh. Wrong mouse. Okay. I think it's there we go. Owlbear number 3 goes down. Partners returns.
So, how come we had a man down?
Yeah, and he's in bad way. I've got regular healing potions here, but
Yeah, I cast heal and nothing happened.
Yeah, he's in quite a bad way. He looks very, very.
But why? That's what I want to know.
Well, you take a look at him, Stunty.
You cast healing upon him, and the wounds do not heal. It's almost as if exactly what happens when they're dead.
No, that's not a healing. Well, that's not a healing roll. I want to know why
excuse me.
he's. I haven't cast anything.
Oh, sorry.
I want to know why Bert wasn't able to heal him.
He's dead.
I'll be right back, guys.
Aye, but I want to know why he wasn't able to heal him. Why didn't the magic work?
Because he was dead before Bert got to him to heal him.
Well,
the guy is nothing but gore and viscera. He's in a bad way. You could basically, also you can hear there's something rumbling in the distance. It sounds like there's more coming, and Jackaros goes, "It is a bad thing that we lost a man here, but we must press on. We cannot allow ourselves to be delayed."
All right, says Rannick. But we're not going to leave him to get. We're not going to leave one of your black arrows to get eaten by more owlbears. And Rannick will take the flask of acid that he got from the ogre's place, unstop it. So we haven't got time to burn him, but this will have to do, and pour the acid onto the corpse.
This is the one that Shalelu is related to?
Notice checks, please.
Notice checks, okay.
that he must have been gone down straight away then.
The owlbear had the drop on him.
Yeah.
Healing. Notice, but no, Rannick. No, Dondrad does though, and Jelsa does because Rannick doesn't because obviously you're looking into your pouch to get the acid.
Yeah.
Dondrad and Jelsa, as Rannick gets into the pouch and starts talking about we don't have time to burn him, you both see Caven's eye blinks open. At which point he jumps up looking very concerned and draws his swords in an
He's undead
in an offensive way.
Yeah, I just thought, sorry, that struck me as odd. The way he was a bit quick.
I was actually trying to be nice then and making sure his corpse didn't get defiled.
I know, but when you're feigning death, you don't really want a vial of acid poured upon you.
Probably not.
No. But what do you want to do?
I don't like that he tried to trick me. So I am going to whip out my fire longsword and give him a whack.
Okay, go for it. You got the ace of spades, and the only person that beat him was someone with a joker. Which is fair.
Undead, he was faking?
Yeah, that's why. The healing did actually heal his wounds, but he picked the he has sort of guided you to this place because he knew about the owlbears and agitated them to attack, and then basically, and in the meantime, during the night, gone out, done some hunting to fake his own death. However, it might be a bit real now after someone just hit him with a flaming sword. No, I think he might be okay.
Oh, bother!
Yeah, he soaks all of those. Okay, Caden Windstrike. Let's see what he's going to do. Right, well, the first thing he's going to do, actually, well, no, because you have to draw it in. Actually, I'm actually going to, but this might work. So he's going to basically, as you draw your longsword to attack him, I will give him his first strike on you. Like that. But you're unharmed. Obviously, that's probably half the reason why your blow didn't come in, just because as you were hitting him, he literally tries to stab you up into the armpit with a dagger. At which point... oh, sorry. He's a ranger and he's in woodland, so he does get 2 cards. At which point he is going to... using his extraction, he is going to break away, negating Rannick's attack on him. Chelsea, you get a free attack on him, if you wish to.
And so does Bert.
Yeah, you do, actually. I'm thinking in terms of initiative, but it doesn't work like that.
I will Benny that.
That's a hit with a raise. Roll for damage. Oh, for crying out loud.
He.
Why did Arena get a Benny from Cave? Oh, I just gave Arena a Benny rather than accidentally you. Oh, come on, David! Oh, he soaked it. He did it. He did it.
Unfreaking believable.
Actually, he can't run because he performed. Oh no, first strike was a free action. But if he if he runs, then he is going to run. So, let's lock tokens. So he's going to run.
This was the one with the tattoo.
Yeah, that's the one with the tattoo.
Why?
There's a surprise.
Why is this?
We didn't see that coming at all.
I know. Never. He runs off and disappears. Arena.
How far away is he? Am I in chasing distance?
You saw him run off into the undergrowth, but you're not sure where he went after that. Very quiet.
I said I was going AFK. I needed the loo. Sorry. Right. I think I'm going to shape change into a bird of prey with excellent eyesight and pursue him in that form so I can tell the others where he is. Which I will do just as soon as I manage to get to the right tab. Where are we? There we are. Done better than that in the past. Okay. I'm going to be probably a red kite. You guys can hear me, right?
Yeah.
You didn't get the raise, did you?
No, I didn't get the raise. It isn't nighttime, is it?
It isn't. No.
Daytime. Nighttime.
Arena changes into a bird.
There we are. And if I'm allowed to do it in the same action, take off in the direction he went and look for him.
Well, moving
Yes, 'cause
is
that's
a free
a
action,
move.
so you can. Moving is a free action. You have a pace of 24, so you can fly 24 inches.
Cool. As I was physically away from the screen when he disappeared, where was he when he disappeared? And which direction did he go?
He went behind the wall.
He ran round that wall, and you assume he kept running, but you don't know.
Right. Well, that's 12 of my 24.
Make a notice check.
Just hover over him if you spot him.
Eight. I think I got a hang on. No, it's only on attacks you get. I'm thinking of something else. Yeah, you can see him. You can see him.
Okay. In that case, signal him to everyone else by hovering above him where they can all see me and calling out.
You are one square. How far above him do you want to be?
Out of his reach. So
Well, two
I don't know.
squares would put you. Two squares would put you 2 inches above him, which is 12 feet. That's probably enough.
Let's go. Yeah. Okay.
Also, if you consider you could go up to 4 squares because you did fly 24, so you could have flown upwards. So, do you want to be 4 squares above him? So you're 4 squares
be
above
4 squares above him.
Yeah, so that's obviously 4 inches above him, which is
good.
Actually, you can go even higher. Think about it, but that's probably a good one. Okay, that brings us to Jilsa.
And Jilsa seeing well, first of all, she would have already taken off on foot behind. And
don't kill the bugger, Sparkle Tits. I want to ask him some questions.
I've got 2 more. And although I can see that she's above him. He's in the trees. Can I see him in the trees?
Make a notice check with I'll give you a +2 bonus because obviously you know the general area to look for him.
Well, actually, I don't even need to see him, but to know where the hell he is.
Yeah, you can see him because you can see him. Don't worry about that opposed roll thing. Don't worry about that. You can see him. Go for it. You hit him. His cover doesn't, because it's an area of effect. It still gets him. He just gets he gets a.
Well, I'm having a terrible time with damage today. One time. Ooh. Oh, that targeted Irina.
Yeah, it's
Sounds
okay.
like that.
It's okay. 7 won't hurt him anyway.
Well, I'm not spending my last penny to. I lit up the trees a bit.
No problem at all. Okay. Well, actually, did you? Been quite wet. No, the trees are being cold and wet. They haven't burned, so you're okay. Oh, Rannick.
Right, Rannick is going to head round the corner. Actually, not quite. No, he's going to go a bit tighter out. No, actually, I can reach him from there anyway. That's fine. Can I see him?
Notice check, please, with a +2 bonus, because obviously you got Jelsa. You can see where Jelsa just fried the area. We'll try to. It's all Stevie. Yes, you can.
Okay, Rannick is going to spin round the spear, so he's got the butt end pointing at Caven, and say, "You hold right there, you bugger!" And as he says that, he's going to look a little bit confused as the trees around Caven kind of wrap round him and hold him in place as Rannick uses his mystic powers to cast Entangle, Wither Raise, and Tough on Caven.
I just said how much I hate mystic powers.
And then Rannick's going to say, "Oh, that's never happened before." And then he's going to use the butt of the spear to clock Caven in the head and knock him out.
That's obscene. You can automatically. I've just realised you can automatically bind someone, can't you?
Yep.
With no dice roll.
Yep.
It's not cheap, but yep.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's not cheap. Yeah.
No, it's not. So he's bound. I will wild attack for my knockout blow. Because I don't think defense is going to be an issue here.
It's targeted arena again. It really doesn't like do that. It doesn't like Vertigo doesn't like stacking. There we go.
And yeah, this will be non-lethal damage when it happens.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll be with a raise, and because he's bound, he counts as vulnerable. And I moved more than 4 inches.
Okay, Caven Windstrike is knocked out.
And then he's going to get the manacles on him as well.
It really does not want to. Look at that. It's so weird. Look. I am rotating. It doesn't matter what I do. It's only letting me click arena. I cannot pick him at all.
Weird.
As in, look, let's put arena. Arena is right over here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now when I hover over Caven and select it, look, it selects.
You move arena.
Yeah.
Weird.
So strange. Anyway, he's not.
Well, yeah, we'll click on somebody else, move them, and then go
No,
back.
no, I tried that.
Right, okay.
There, that fixed it. And no, it still says arena. It's really weird. Basically, it doesn't matter what I do now. Oh, it worked. That is so strange. It still thinks arena's there. Those arenas over here, but if it still thought arena was there until I moved to arena again.
That's
Very
got to be doing something to do with the height altitude.
It's got to be. I wonder. It is. That's something to do with the height squares. They break something. Oh,
Yeah.
That's an extension I won't use anymore then.
Let's strip this bugger of his weapons, make sure he's completely tied up, and then maybe we can bring him round and ask him some questions.
Okay, so if you actually, if anyone wants to examine his items as you strip them, there's 20 arrows, a composite longbow, a leather jacket, a masterwork dagger, a magical rapier, and a magic ring. Okay, you'll bring him round and ask him some questions. Okay, what questions do you want to ask him?
Just how stupid do you think we are?
He looks at Vale and goes, well, don't know about you lot, but as for some of the others, Vale growls contemptuously at him.
Whoa.
So, where'd you get the 7-pointed star tattoo, really?
I told you, many, many years ago. Even your dwarf agreed it's an old tattoo.
Hey, but I didn't say when, I said where. Really. I can give you another lump on the other side of the head if you think you want a matching pair.
He doesn't say anything.
I'd be willing to.
Val glare at him menacingly, but he says nothing. He looks at Jackaros and goes, we really don't have time for this, do we? Who knows what's happening to the commander if he's still alive in the fort?
Why do you
Jackaros doesn't seem goaded by that one at all. He just keeps staring at him. Venom in his gaze.
Feeling your friends might be onto you because you're a bit of a sly bastard, aren't you? Now, I know a lot of ways to hurt people, and I'm sure you're the kind of gentleman that doesn't like to get hurt. So, I'll make you a deal. Answer the questions. And I won't let either of them do what they want to do to thee. Because I'm pretty sure they're onto you, and you've got something to do with Fort Rannoch being taken by ogres, haven't you?
No, I haven't. Nothing to do with ogres. I wouldn't have anything to do with ogres. I'm a member of the Black Arrow. What you talking
Hey, do you still got that flask of acid, Rannick?
I have nothing to do with the ogres attacking Fort Rannoch.
Anything to do with a patrol coming back late?
Bert is going to come over here and spend some time with Snookums so that if something violent happens, he doesn't have to be involved in it.
Just moved Rannoch. But never mind.
That's because Rannick was the one who had the move request. I've unlocked the tokens.
Ah.
Move all freely. Move yourselves. I forgot to. Oh, there's Shane.
Wait, where'd Scavros go? Or whatever his name was.
Did you just call him Davros?
Around here.
I watched Genesis
Oh.
the other day again.
I don't know.
What I don't understand is why you'd try to fake your own death unless you had somewhere you wanted to go. People you wanted to tell about what we were doing. I mean, you can't be that keen. You can't be that keen to go and take the fort if you were trying to make your son look dead and have us leave you behind.
Notice checks, please.
Drop it in.
The comment about trying to go somewhere does seems to register stuff. As if obviously that was a little too true to home.
So where were you going, you bugger?
Well, I want nothing more to do with any of this. I mean, everyone died. He led half our patrol to the death. I want out.
Like he's
got captured by those bloody girls, and they ate us. They ate us, and we do nothing about it. It was just luck. You know what it's like every day to have come in and have one of the girls go, you are food. And that's the last you ever saw of your mate. Can't take it anymore. No. No, set me free and let me go. I won't bother you, you won't bother me. All fine and dandy, eh?
I'm just ain't buying this.
You're now trying to desert.
Desert? There's no black arrows left. You can't desert something that doesn't exist anymore. Jack Ross himself said it. 45 years of tradition destroyed. If he wants to go back and take the place, fine. I was nearly ogre food. I'm out. I'm out of here. First chance I get.
You don't make much sense. You don't make much sense, little man.
And you don't understand.
First of all, you try to fake your own death. Then, to try to get out of me asking you questions, you're telling Jackaros, "Oh, this is wasting time. We should be going back to take the fort." Now you're trying to say that you were trying to run away from taking the fort. You need to get your
Jackaros needs to get back to the fort. Who knows what's going on there?
You need to get your story straight, because it's got about as many points as that 7-pointed star on you.
Told you before. I've had it for years.
Nice.
That doesn't make
It's
it
got, nothing
innocent.
to, it's got nothing to do with anything recent.
You don't. You hear?
I've never even been to the paradise.
Sir.
Excuse me.
Nobody's.
Rannick. 1 moment. Sir, you need to pay attention to this because whether you're telling the truth or not, we don't exactly trust you, and we're not going back now that you're fully aware of what we're planning and leaving you behind or leaving you to go alert somebody. Now, would you do that? Well, we can't say for sure, and your word doesn't mean a whole lot right now. So, you have two choices. You can come with us, or we can tie you up and leave you for the owlbears.
Bugger that. He's not coming with us. And to be perfectly honest, Sparkle Tits, do you remember anybody
I
saying
don't know anything.
what that
I don't know
gambling...
anything about murders and brands, and I haven't been to Magna Bar or whatever you were talking about before. I don't know what you're on about. I've got nothing to do with any of this.
Now, recall anybody saying what the name of that gambling boat was, and you've just said you don't know anything about the Paradise, which was the name of that gambling boat. So why did you bring that up then? And then Rannick's going to lean very close to him and whisper whisper sort of straight into his face with the worst of his bad half-orc breath. I suggest you start telling the truth.
Sounds like a Chiliax brand. Whereas, in the nation of Chile, would they do a deal with Amodius to help them out?
Aye.
And they've been paying back the debt ever since. I think somebody helped him out in the past. And he's now paying off his debt.
You have some strange ideas, dwarf. Very strange. Look, you know as well as I do that for some reason the Paradise Club has picked this mark for its VIPs. Hell, I was able to use this mark to get in a couple of times. How fortuitous was that?
It's in the place that you know nothing about, right?
Same place you've never been.
Jackaros and Vale sort of give me dirtier looks. Yes, I admit. Look, I'm not going to admit in front of them that I was skiving off when I was meant to be on duty and on patrols and skiving off and spending the nights gambling in that den of pleasure, was I? Oh, dear me. I don't know.
So,
It's one thing that that mark could be a mark of a debt. It could also, and I don't have nearly
Anyone else got
the arcane knowledge that Irina or the others here might have. But is there a possibility that that could be a rune that creates compulsion, and that he may believe he's telling the truth, but that he's under a compulsion?
Does anyone want to take an action doing a very specific thing?
Yeah, sure, I'll do that role. I'm just going to have to come through to the other room. Sorry, I'm multitasking.
Yeah, well, obviously, if you wish to detect magic, the tattoo is indeed magical in nature.
Does that tell me anything more than
you have no idea what it does or anything like that? But as far as you could tell, this, regardless of what he claims and what Dondrad insists that it's an old rune, this looks identical to the other rune those other people you saw with the runes that show they had VIP access to the paradise.
We could fly it off and see if he changes personality.
Rannick will pull out his cookery.
Flask of acid will burn it right the hell off.
Oh yeah, that's probably better. He won't bleed then. Just make sure you don't put too much.
All right, we'll burn it off then.
Yeah, to think about that,
we might need Dondrad to help us hold him, or you
Oh,
do. Dondrad, you and Rannick hold him, and I'll pour the acid on it. We just
unless you got something else to say.
Look,
acid
like
test.
I said, I had nothing to do.
Hey, I guess that's the acid test.
I have nothing to do with the ogre attack. I just came on this patrol so I wouldn't be in the fort when it happened.
Oh, really?
I don't believe you.
That's all right. I don't need to pour the acid now. He's just told us he knew about the attack. So, you knew about it before it were happening. Come on.
Yes. I found out about the plan. I found out that the he goes, oh, I'm not getting out of this one. Lucretia, know something now. So, okay, okay. So, yes, I spent every chance I got at the paradise. Unfortunately, obviously, sometimes I won. There's not a lot of times I lost. So I had to. I used to have to borrow things from my fellow rangers to fund my nights of debauchery. The Lady Lucretia that runs the place, she could be most persuasive, and after a while, it seemed that I don't know how she did it, but it would appear that I gave all the information to her about the defences and patrols, and then she said she would use that to blackmail me, and I begged her not to. She offered me one hope, and that's what she offered me a chance, and I took it. Well, you see, she had fallen in love with me, and we were going to. I was on this trial. Was just going to slip away, and meet her, so we could move head off together with plans all in fruition. But we got captured by those bloody ghouls. I've been stuck in that place for days, and now I don't know what's happened to her. At this point, Vale and Jackaros go. He is a traitor he is a traitor. We therefore will carry out the required execution. Hold him. I'll hold him down. They'll decapitate him. They both move forwards.
I'm not going to stop him.
All right.
They execute Haven as is the custom in the Black Arrows.
Well, I would have protected him right up until he pulled the weapon, and that's it.
Well,
you had your chance.
Yeah, the thing is, the man was responsible for a good many of his.
A point of conviction for uncovering the traitor.
Yay!
Also, it's a good thing he didn't get away, because if he got away, then Vale and Jackaros would be more concerned about wondering why he did that and going after him than helping you at Fort Rannick.
I wasn't going to let him leave because there was that risk that, we couldn't, he could have been telling the truth. He could have been lying. We couldn't prove either way, but I wasn't risking him going back and reporting what we were doing.
Yeah, he dropped quite quickly, and then I thought, well, okay, maybe he is. Maybe it was just a case of, he bled out.
That is the old problem with game mechanics versus story.
Says Rannick. We've got another bloody Lamia to deal with.
But no, that's not. I thought.
No, think about it. We found that letter in Bell Tower, didn't we? About my sister. It was to Snake Lady, my sister, and it were all about Turtleback Ferry and Fort Rannick being taken. And I bet that bloody Lucretia is another bloody Lamia.
I've got the book here.
Great.
Still got the book on me.
I'm going to add.
See, the funny thing is, so he dropped a bit quick, and he probably would have got away with that. When you said you were going to pour the acid on him, I thought, yeah, well, that sounds reasonable. I could say a few words. We could have a little weekend, a funeral, and move on.
Okay. Well, with that out of the way, I've added his arrows and his masterwork dagger and his magical rapier and his magical ring to the party sheet.
Somebody ought to identify them.
Actually, they're already identified.
Just...
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Oh, they are?
No, they're not.
What?
The rapier
is,
right. But the ring isn't.
Can I roll to identify it, and would you do that roll for me? Because I've just
I
left the
shall
room.
take
And
the 9 you did. I shall take the 9 you rolled earlier. So it is a ring of minor protection.
There you go. I will explain that to peeps.
I'm gonna trade my rapier because I don't think mine's a regular rapier. I'm gonna trade out my rapier for his.
Yes.
Oh wait, no, I have a scimitar. Never mind.
Rapier gives you better parry, but scimitar does slightly more damage. Thing looks about your size, Sparkle Tits, says Rannick, towing the rapier.
And then I flip it around a little bit, and it's kind of flimsy compared to my scimitar. Never mind. Oh, you're welcome to have it.
Huh?
Come up saying.
Or maybe one of his friends would want to carry it.
I don't think that they're thinking of a friend anymore.
Killed. Or one of his former friends that he betrayed.
So,
Who wants the ring of protection?
I've already got one.
I'm all ringed out.
Candy, I swear.
If nobody else is having the ring of protection, I'll have it.
Well,
I wouldn't object to having a masterwork dagger.
I'm not wearing a ring.
Oh, I've already got a masterwork dagger.
The protection power does stack with worn armor.
Okay, so Dundred is going to have a ring of protection. If he takes it.
I've taken it out.
Okay, there you go.
I have got another magic ring, but I'm not wearing it.
Where to, anyway?
No, I can't. I can't wear the ring. I just can't sell it either.
Huh?
Oh yes, the ring of Torak.
It comes from how? It comes from that home. I'm sentimental. Sue me, okay? I'm not putting it on because it's Torag and not Toram.
Okay, so there we go. Well, you've cleared out the traitors. So, what's your plan for Fort Rannick?
Well, we already laid out our plan. We're going to stealth into those caves, and we're going to see if we can get in that way. And now we know that the traitor isn't going to go back and warn anybody or anyone and set a trap for us.
Or for that matter, do anything ever again.
Would you just roll some damage against Rannick for a moment, please? I just want to check that my ring of protection is actually working from inside my inventory, because you've done everybody else's on the combat tracker.
Got how to do damage. Oh, yeah. Dash DMG 1d8 plus 4. There we go.
Yeah, the armor's there.
Yeah. How did I do yours? Because obviously yours are.
Mine's. I think I added it to the ring myself. I just put armor +2.
Yeah.
In the ring.
That's how I should have done it, but I need to fix those. Right. Okie dokie. So you're going to go. Your plan was to arrive at midday, I believe.
Arrive in the day because ogres they can see in the dark. They're mostly nocturnal.
And if we have to camp and wait for a sunny day, that would help. The brighter the light, the less they're going to be able to.
At least the more likely they'll be hiding away because they don't like bright light generally.
I could approach at sunrise from the east.
The dawn on the third day.
Look to our coming.
Okay. Fort Rannick. It's up ahead. You're up in the mountains. I think I've got a picture of Fort Rannick. Oh no, that's a picture of rebuilding Fort Rannick. I can't show you that unless you start rebuilding.
Well, where we want to go is around here to the side, to the other
Yeah,
side of the river, to the.
We want to be coming in over here if we can.
We wouldn't have come up the road. We would have.
No, I had you come through the forest, which is why I put you there on the edge of the forest. Because that's where you came out.
Well, then we would probably be moving over this way to stay under the cover of the forest as much as possible.
Okay, then
If we can back up the way first, and then go across there, round behind these bushes.
It's exposed ground. That was the forest, so it'll be stealth rolls if you want to cross the way. Is what I'm trying to say.
Oh, come on! I mean,
you roll my
there's too much.
I'm away from the keyboard again.
If only we had someone that could cast illusions that could cover our passage.
All right, I could do that. Yeah, but you'll have to roll for me because I'm
illusions don't. Well, illusions. I was going to say illusions don't move, but we shall see.
Well, also stealth to cross while you guys were chattering away.
Obviously, before the modifiers, for the record, Jelsa didn't make it before the modifiers for the bright light, I should say. Scary thought.
Jelsa didn't make it.
She did because of the bright light modifiers, but otherwise she didn't.
Wow.
Yes.
That's close.
They were very observant on the tower when she snuck across. What are the okay, can I have stealth rolls from the rest of you, please? Hang on. Let me clear the Joker bonus up from certain people. There we go.
Well, let's see if my elven boots help me.
Look at her.
Ah.
So are we like sneaking again, are we?
Well, it's unless you basically I'm making everyone make stealth rolls to cross to where you want to go to. Yes.
So I'm asking, are we sneaking?
The rest of everyone is sneaking. Yes.
No, I'm just concerned that the small silent tank will go clink 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 across the main path.
Yeah, that's absolutely fine. Just make a stealth roll, dear boy.
Well, it's not my plan. I'm going to take a bush and carry a bush with me.
Irina, you've got an elven cloak. You get a free reroll on stealth checks.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm strong enough. Let's carry a tree. Let's carry a small tree with me.
Look, you rolled a 10. I don't know what you're worried about.
You roll better than the elf.
Yeah, to be honest, all I was really caring about there was anyone failing, and none of you failed because you all re-rolled all that and the other. And really, I was waiting on critical fails. So, I'm not. Right, you're heading to the waterfall, aren't you?
It's the idea. Let's see if we can get in behind it.
Yeah, got to take this bush, and anybody stops him, we're going to give him a damn good thrashing.
Okay. What once might have been a crystal clear mountain lake has become an abattoir, partially butchered and mutilated bodies, some human, some horse, some giant eagle, lie sprawled along the shore.
Well, we can sneak in. We can easily sneak in as floating bodies then.
Oh, not floating, are we? No.
A waterfall plummets from the cliffs to the west into the pool, which keeps much of the water clean, safe or near the shores, where the dead lies. It was the primary source. Actually stops and starts again. It was the primary source of drinking water for the fort. So yeah, the drinking water was outside the fort, which is a bit worrying, isn't it? Can I have notice checks, please? No, Dontrack, no, Johnson, no, Bert, yes. Right, yes. A cursory examination of the waterfall Basically, as you get closer, allows you to see a cave behind the cascade, 10 feet above the water. It's an athletics climbing roll to get up.
Well, Rannick will head up first then,
Because he's got his little magic gloves.
with his gloves of climbing.
Ooh,
Take a rope with you so you can drop it down for those who
I was going to, and then I will lower a rope behind the waterfall.
Picked everyone up.
And Chelsea would be right behind
Just
him.
re-click the selection mode thing.
Yeah,
Because she's pretty good at climbing anyway. Oh, except this time.
Oh, Jelsa's fallen into the river.
Can Rannick grab her? Depends on how high up she gets, but
Like usually, in D&D terms, it used to be halfway, didn't it? No. Jelsa splashes into the water, but obviously with the noise of the waterfall, not much of it will be heard.
Then she swims over behind the waterfall before she tries to climb out. Because as long as she's in the water, they probably won't spot her.
Well, indeed. Okay, from your...
I'll lower a rope behind the waterfall and help people up.
Okay. Everybody else gets a +1 bonus on their athletics if they wish to use the rope to climb up.
Can I fly?
If you want to shape change, you can.
Snookums looks at me and looks at the water and looks at the rope and looks back at me and then just stares at me like, really?
Kip does the same thing, really. I think they're both of the opinion they'll wait out here. Kip sort of does the same thing. Looks at Jackaros, looks back, looks at Schnookums, looks back, looks back at the forest and sort of shrugs shoulders and.
Is there no way that the cats can get up with their natural agility? I mean, their agility's pretty good. They're kind of like goats. They can climb stupidly well.
Yes, but they just don't want to get wet.
And that nasty
In
water.
that case, I'm going to use Beast Friend to touch them and basically say, are you seriously afraid of a little bit of water? Are you a scaredy cat?
As you say that and turn around, you realize they're nowhere to be seen.
Cowards!
Are you really shouting that this close to the fort full of ogres?
in cat language.
Oh yes, in cat language.
It'll just sound meow.
Yeah. Sorry, I apologise. Yes, you are quite correct. You can get away with that. Yeah. Okay. Just athletics checks to get back up, and then you'll be in the cave.
Do I need to do another one at the +1 or because I?
Yes, you need to do another one. Actually, I do need to see how much falling damage you took. You're okay.
5 feet, unless you ace it a lot.
Exactly. Fell in water. I mean, it wasn't like I hit rock.
It would have been halved damage, but you could have still landed badly with a belly flop or something. Is what I mean. But it would have knocked the wind out of you. But you're fine. Jelsa climbs up into the cave. Who wants to go next?
Well, I rolled, so sure.
I'll do Jackaros and Vale just to get them out of the way. Oh, Vale fails. He'll have to spend a penny. He basically just can't get a good grip on the rope.
Did it take enough time between the fight with the owl bears and now to recover our powers?
Yeah, it would have been a few hours, yeah. Okay. Who's going next? Arena's climbed up. Dondrad's climbed up. Shaylu, where's Shaylu? Shaylu. Okay, can clamber up as well on a 5. And that gets Bert up. And actually, interestingly enough, when you look around, it would appear Amber's buggered off as well with the cats.
Well, I'm not impressed.
The floor of this cave is dotted with puddles. Patches of pale moss and fungus grows in sheets on the wall, while to the north a 6-foot wide passageway angles up into the darkness. reminds me, actually, what I want to do is. Oh, I'm not going to worry about ambient light today. Should do, but anyway, there we go.
This must go up and then join up at that bridge at the back.
Maybe.
Probably water.
Yeah.
It's probably been carved out by water that came down through the mountain.
Well, let's just be careful if these giant electric lizards are in here.
Aye, because running at them would be shocking.
Oh, look. Giant electric lizards.
Okay.
Worrying more is the damp floor in combination with the giant electric lizard.
Yes.
You know what?
Creatures squeal in surprise as Rannick appears in the entryway.
Right, Rannick's going to squat down.
Okay.
Take off his backpack.
Hang on, don't attack.
No, I'm not going to. I'm taking off my backpack and I was going to reach in for some food to offer them.
Probably going to go to combat.
Copywriting.
Yeah, I was going to say I could put sanctuary on everybody. It would have been all right.
I'm
They're
afraid.
evil.
Oh dear.
I'm afraid Val's a little on the impulsive side.
Yeah,
Damn
I know
it.
some days. I know some days like that.
He's
I wasn't
impulsive,
watching.
I'm afraid.
Yeah, I wasn't watching him because I was too bloody busy watching Rannick for doing exactly the same thing.
And Rannick was going to offer them some food.
Why the heck? Whoa, shocking lizards have obviously got a problem.
Do we get
24
both
points of
bennies
damage.
because Gail got one?
Shocking lizards immunity. What the hell is that? 24 points of damage.
They're immune to axes. This is a problem. Unless we can get them inside.
Shocking lizards. It's going to be the fact. It's the way that Fancy Grounds does immunity. Yeah. Basically, yeah. It's because when you basically, I always forget to check when you use the SW maker, it puts at immunity in closed brackets. It doesn't actually put what they're immune to inside the closed brackets. Therefore, they default to being immune to everything. I think he gets to there and is unable to use his second attack. He got a Joker though, didn't he? Okay, Jelsa.
Jelsa's gonna see that. She's gonna move up behind him, but she's not going to do anything just yet because she's, that they'll be like friendly. They could be on our side. And I'll probably kick what's his name.
Mm-hmm.
You daft bugger, Vale.
I'm afraid he's impulsive. Okay, Jackaros is basically saying something along the same lines. He's going to try and take a pot shot at one of the lizards.
Well, so much for being...
These guys weren't listening at all, were they?
It doesn't hurt it. Arena.
How are the lizards reacting?
We'll find out on their initiative card.
Fine, then I'll go on hold until I find out.
Okay. Right. Okay. How are the lizards reacting? As a limited free action, they can deliver a burst of electricity within 1 inch. Okay, which is fine. One's there. 2 or more within 4 inches of each other. Okay. Oh. That one. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so they... Okay. Right, so I can get rid of that, and then I can basically say that this shocker lizard here is this one here, comes forwards to there. And then I place a medium burst template upon it, like so. Which means it is targeting only Vale and Jelsa. With that. Okay. This medium blast template. All creatures under any of the templates take electrical damage, which they're immune to. Okay, increase the damage for each lizard within. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lizards. So that's going to be a bit. It's going to be a bit unpleasant, I'm afraid, because of so many shocker lizards in one place. Because they normally can run the shocker lizards. They're very small, by the way. Shocker lizards are very small. They are they're about 3 feet long and weigh about 35 pounds. Normally when they generate electricity, it's non-lethal. But what actually happens is this shocker lizard comes up and starts sparking, and you see them. It's arcing out to loads of other lizards, and there's charge flying between all of them, and it all seems to pour into this lizard. So it seems to basically all the other lizards just discharge all their electricity into it, and then it can't hold it anymore, and it releases the charge in a scarily large burst. Well, scarily large.
Well, it could have been worse. Bert said they were 300 feet long.
Okay, that's 24 points of damage to Jelsa and 24 points of damage to Vale.
You can take. I've got this cute little thing in my pouch that's going to absorb 4 points off of there.
Oh yes, because it's energy resistance, isn't it?
Yeah, the first attack a day, it absorbs part of it.
Yes, indeed. What it was called now? The energy heart, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's the energy heart.
Oh yeah, electricity or fire. Brilliant. Okay, so you take 20 points of damage, which is 2 wounds, and Vale takes 3 wounds from the massive release of electricity.
Soak it, Jelsa.
Vale fails to soak one of the wounds. You soak one of the wounds, but you take one. You want to try again?
Nope. I'm not spending my last Benny to,
What do you mean your last Benny? You can do it.
Okay, thank you. It's nice having a friend in the party.
You're saying Sparkle Tits?
Okay.
Now, her bennies work better for me than mine do. It's that phrenergy that goes in them.
This is where it gets really interesting. As a limited action, a shocker lizard. I am fairly certain they can't all do it. Do you know what I mean? I'm fairly confident that they're all taking their limited free action together, aren't they, to enhance the damage? Otherwise, this would be unsurvivable.
Yeah, I think that everyone that's involved in powering it up must be
has performed their limited free action.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm going to have to pass control of my character on to somebody else, so like Jelsa or Rannick or something, because I have to go to work.
Silly work. It's not fair, is it?
No.
It's not.
I've got 4 bennies, which I'm happy to share out when people need them with my common bond.
Okie dokie. I shall finish this round and we shall call it a day anyway then. So, okay, so this shock lizard has done its electricity. It's fired the bolt, so that's fine. What I need to do is look at my GM map of the whole area because I need to see what happens.
I'm chucking that one because I forgot to take off PowerPoints, so we'll call that me buying them back.
Okie dokie. Good call. I am intrigued to know where the hell they're running to. That's very strange. I don't get this one. Oh, okay. Yes. That goes to there. So how the hell do they go? How do they get there? That's the thing I don't understand. really doesn't make sense. Sorry, this is one of those annoying things. Get there. I really don't get how we get there. Oh, can't see on the map how they get there. That's one, that's two. There, that's how they get there. That's fine. Okay, that's fine. Sorry about that. Okay. Right.
Are you getting confused by the stairs to nowhere?
Yeah, basically, yes, it's nearly as bad as that.
It's like that, isn't it?
It is very much like that. Okay, so this one runs off that way. Lizard number 3 is going to do the same thing. So run over there. They've discharged and they seem to be fleeing the area now, having released an electrical discharge. That brings us to Shailu, who is going on hold. That brings us to Dom Dread.
I think the shock lizard's at the bag, isn't it? How badly hurt is Jelsa?
Jelsa soaked everything. It's Vale that's hurt.
Vale is.
Yeah, the second Benny that I got from my friend saved me. She's got magic bennies. I just got plain ordinary everyday frickin' bennies.
They're only magic when you use them.
Right. Okay.
That is. I have found a mistake. I think I've found a mistake.
Oh.
I have found a mistake in the map.
Another stair to nowhere?
No. This is with the line of sight.
Ah.
Yeah, I've found a mistake in the line of sight, so I'll have to fix that. Okay. We're waiting on you, Don Dread. I think you've had your 6 seconds. What are you doing?
No, aye. So I'm going to back up, and I'm going to load a crossbow, and I'm going to aim
Tavis?
at a shocker lizard.
Tav.
Yeah.
And that's
just tripped over a parcel on the way out the house. It's got your name on it.
Really?
Yep.
It was left outside?
Yep.
All right. Okay, I'll come down for it later.
What are you doing with your crossbow bolt? Are you just loading it?
So did you catch that? Yeah. So back up, load the crossbow, aim at the shocker lizard, and then that's it.
Okay. And
I'm backing up in case somebody gets really badly injured, so I can heal them.
Rannick is going to carry on getting the food out of his backpack. He's going to pull Jelsa and Vale back and go forwards, offering some food to the shocker lizard and trying to calm it down in a kind of... Go on.
Okay, you drop the food and the shocker lizard will gulp it down, indeed.
Now, will you lot back off? There you go, little fella. And I'll chuck a bit of food to the one behind as well.
Okay.
And that's me.
Okay. Bird.
Bird is going to go on hold, actually.
Okay, the shocker lizard here grabs the food and then runs off instead of attacking you. Well, actually, no, it did use the charge, but that's okay. The next shocker lizard... actually, the next shocker lizard runs off. The next shocker lizard runs off. That brings us to the end of the round, I believe. There we shall leave it. All the shocker lizards, after letting off their electricity discharge, apart from the one that was eating at your feet, appear to be running off down a side passage.
And Rannick will turn around to Vale and say, "Please do not point axes at the thermonuclear lizards."
At which point he's going to give you a very confused look because no one understands the reference. What I'm going to do is I am not. Oh no, I can't. That's annoying. There's no option to delete hostiles. It's just delete NPCs, isn't there? So I'll have to do it manually. Basically, the shocker lizards are not going to perform any hostile acts for any further, as it were. Having been given some food, they will leg it from the area. So I shall say, well, that's that. And we shall leave it there so I can fix the line of sight issue I found on this map. Hope you enjoyed that one.
That was cool.
Indeed, Rooney. So I've got a few things to fix, which I shall do, and I shall see you all next week.
Thank you
And
very
none of us executed the traitor. His own people did that.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah. Though I did nearly pour acid on him to protect him from being mauled by beasts.
Yeah, it'd be the
Well, I
game.
was just going to drip acid on him to remove that damn tattoo and see if it was causing a compulsion.
Yeah, but that wasn't torture. That was a medical procedure. You know what I mean? Sorry, doctor.
That is very true. I'm going
was
because I forgot to do it last week. I'm going to be sexual Bennyers now. So if anyone wants to spend any of them, do it before I. Yes.
I actually have got all PowerPoints. I don't actually need to spend pennies.
Give Chelsea mine for her PowerPoints.
Oh no, I have all my PowerPoints.
Okay.
That's okay.
Because
So,
I had
PowerPoint.
to take an attack. I just moved up behind him. He had recovered a
so
bit.
indeed, thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed that when you come to watch it. So we'll be back with these guys next week, and on Sunday we're starting our Deadlands Lost Colony campaign. Join us. Until then, good luck, goodbye, have fun. How are we diggling?
Not bad at all.